Hi, my name is Lois Chiarello. I'm 73 years old. I'm a retired foreign language teacher as well as a dance teacher. I'm from New York City, USA. I chose for the Broader View program, the program in teaching, education, and library. I wanted to volunteer through this organization because it is based in the United States and I liked the opportunities it offered. I chose the Nepal program primarily because I've never visited that part of the world and was always interested in doing so. The teaching education program was chosen because I knew I could be of service in that area since I was a teacher and I enjoy working with students of all ages. The most surprising thing I've learned while in this program was that the school I worked in was for physically challenged and physically able students, and I loved the way they got along beautifully with student helping student, and the students were all very welcoming and polite. The host family was delightful. I loved being with them, and I loved being in a real Nepali environment. Everyone went out of his or her way to be helpful and supportive. Nepal is a beautiful and fascinating country. I enjoyed seeing the different sections of Kathmandu. I traveled to Lumbini and Chitawan. I saw mountains, rice paddies, forests, and interesting towns. The most difficult thing I experienced in the program was working in classrooms that had absolutely no light or ventilation. I did not have any difficult thing in the family, and the most difficult thing in the country was dealing with mud puddles and roads and jumpy buses. Tips for volunteers in the future. Let's see. Clothing. Light clothing that dries easily. A sweater would be good for the evenings because sometimes the evenings can be cool and you are in the mountains. Rain gear. Shoes that dry rapidly because you never know when you're going to run into a mud puddle. As for sightseeing, there is so much to see and do. It's amazing. It's good to have a guide for some places so you don't miss the most important parts. After you get to know a place, walking into the side streets can be very entertaining and you never know what you will find. As to donations, if you see a need and you meet a responsible administrator, I would feel that it would be a very good idea to donate to that particular institution because you know that your money will be used wisely. Also, there's a great need for books of all kinds for the library. Laundry can be done. There are people who will do laundry for you, and there are places you can have it done. And the internet works. Let's see, cities and towns. Roads and traffic may not be what you're used to. And people have different ways of doing things, so you have to go with the flow and be flexible. The weather. We went during June and the end of June and the beginning of July, which is the beginning of the monsoon season. It is hot during the day, but the nights are cool and you sleep well. It is rainy, so you have to be prepared with your umbrella and your slicker. Local people are friendly and helpful, and we got most of our best restaurant ideas from asking people we worked with. Tours. A guide and a car, I think, are a very good idea for people of my age, so we don't miss anything and we don't get lost. Younger people, of course, can travel to the most interesting sites by bus and they'll be fine. The program that I chose was the Teaching Education Library program. My Nepal coordinator, upon meeting me, changed my school assignment to a more challenging one. I got to interact with more students, both able-bodied and physically challenged. The teacher I was assigned to was most welcoming and allowed us to use techniques I used in ESL when teaching in the States. The library program was a lot of fun. It gathered together children from the local community, and we did many creative activities. The accommodations were comfortable, clean, and neat. It was near public transportation, a restaurant, and convenience stores. I was introduced to real Nepali cuisine and enjoyed all the meals. I always felt safe with my host family. The host family was wonderful. The father, mother, small son, grandmother, and grandfather. They did everything possible to make the stay comfortable and pleasant one. My memory of this experience would be that the program was challenging, but in a good way. The host family warm and welcoming, and the country diverse, interesting, and beautiful. Okay. I was talking about the coordinator, the staff, and the support. I was met at the airport on time and transported to the volunteer guest house in a good vehicle. The orientation day provided me with important information on the culture of Nepal, the education library program, and that I was to work in, and I got to get a cell phone that would work in this country, ate lunch at a nearby restaurant. The coordinator was there for me on a daily basis, and I could not have wanted more support. Okay, as for information from ABV, I thought that the information I got from ABV was on the mark. I mess up the computer a lot, so I chatted with Lori and she got me figured out and on the right trail. And I would be willing to speak to other people about this experience. Thank you.